Oh my God, here we are. Good afternoon, everyone. This is our first episode, our first official episode of the Spotlight, where we are hoping to connect with Puerto Vallarta event organizers so that we can learn more about what they're doing. It could be a restaurant offering a new special, it could be an artist doing a performance, it can be a nonprofit organizing a fundraising event. It can be whatever you are. The important thing is to connect with the people that are doing fun things for us to enjoy ourselves here in the city. This is our first episode, so wherever you are, just let me know if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, and hopefully if you're watching on air. And watching on air is important because if you want to go live, if you want to join me in the studio, if you have an event that you wish to tell us about, I need to see the word event in your comment, and you need to be watching on StreamYard on air. I know it sounds really complicated, but as we move forward, we will continue to find ways to make this more user-friendly for everyone. So we do have one person that is ready to come on board, and I am happy to call her my friend. She and her wife, Claudia, owned a very wonderful Mexican restaurant here in Puerto Vallarta for many, many years. It was called El Arrayan. Then they decided to reinvent themselves, and now they are running Oculto, which is a wonderful place to enjoy private dinners, cooking classes, and all kinds of wonderful things. I'd like to welcome my dear friend Carmen Porras. Carmen, how are you today? Can you hear me and see me okay? Everything good?
Yes, everything is good. Trying to see. There.
You know, the first times that I used to do the live broadcast, I would go this way thinking that I was going the other way.
Yeah.
So welcome to my world. How are things going on for you and Claudia?
We've been very busy. A lot of work. We're super happy that we've been so busy, and we've been super creative with our drinks and with our menus and showcasing our Mexican food to all our customers, guests, and friends.
For those people that don't know how Oculto works, I know how it works because I've enjoyed your food many times, but why don't we take it from...
We did not count on that.
Okay, you don't have dogs at the restaurant. Tell us a little bit about how Oculto works.
Okay, so we offer our three main services. One is the cooking classes that you just mentioned. We also have the circuit dinners that can be private or that can be open to the public, up to 16 people. And we also do catering to villas and condominiums, private homes. So that's how it's working. And you can usually reserve online for our open to the public events, or reserve online for your private dinner from 8 to 16 people. Yeah.
A lot of times when I describe the Oculto experience, and people ask me this a lot, what I usually tell them that going to Oculto is kind of like staying at a private villa where you have a chef that helps you find out what you want to eat that night, and you work out the menu. and then you show up at the dining room and you are pampered completely by you and your staff. All you have to do is forget that you're staying there. And to me, that's the best way to describe what goes on at Oculto.
Actually, it's a very good way to describe it. We also like to tell people that it's like the feeling of us receiving you in our home. So we try to make it as comfortable for people. We always have air conditioning. We make specialty drinks, original cocktails, and we have a very comfortable sitting area, kind of like a living room. So it's kind of coming to our home and trying to relax and allowing yourself to be pampered by us. And that's all we want, to make people happy with our food and our drinks.
I think that's wonderful. Now, tell me a little bit about what is coming on in the near future, because I know that you have some things that you want to make announcements about.
Yes, so this Friday we still have a few spaces left for the flavors of the Western Sierras. We're going to be using raicilla from San Sebastián del Oeste, and the menu is inspired, and we're using some products from up in Talpa, Mascota, San Sebastián. And it's a wonderful menu that showcases those ingredients like chorizo and cheeses, jocoque, which is actual, fermented sour cream. And yes, we're using those ingredients, and we pair it with some drinks made with that wonderful raicilla that they're making up there.
That's wonderful. How did you connect with this particular raicilla brand?
I think we have some friends in common, that woman and me. And well, it was on Facebook that we connected. I was following her for a while, and I saw her post, and I just wanted to try her raicilla and got in touch with her, And as soon as I contacted her, she came to visit and let me try it, gave some samples, and we bought some little bottles to sell and are offering now at Oculto.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And it actually, since I've moved to Puerto Vallarta, I had been trying raicillas ever since. And the one from San Sebastián and Mascota up in the Sierras is made with Maximiliana agave. It's a distillate from Maximiliana agave. And I always prefer that raicilla. It's very different to the one in the coast from Cabo Corrientes.
How so?
This one, because the agave is different species of agaves in the coast and up in the mountains. So the one in the mountains made with Maximiliana is much more smooth and has some floral notes, some citrus notes. It's a little bit more nuanced and very easy on your throat. So it's easy to drink, and it's a wonderful raicilla that she's making. Her name is Claudia Sashi, and we just connected and hit it off, and she's a very nice person, and she's super, super dedicated to making that raicilla the best quality, So I was very amazed when I first tried it, and I really, really liked it, and I haven't tried such a wonderful raicilla in a long time.
This is wonderful. I see a couple of comments that you might be interested in. Den says, Carmen and Oculto helped make my 70th birthday last year an incredible celebration, says Dan Doran. Do you get a lot of people that want to celebrate special events for your private dinners?
Yes, we've celebrated. We've helped people celebrate their events, and so that they're not worried while it's happening. We take care of everything, and it's basically we've done anniversaries, birthdays, special occasions, maybe, I don't know, some other kinds of, there's a bunch of people that have come for, ¿cómo se dice? Despedida de soltera?
Bachelorette.
Bachelorette parties.
Yes.
And groups of friends and family. So yes, we do that all the time.
This is wonderful. Then I see a question here. Luisa says, does Carmen have a minimum or maximum amount of people for the private events?
Yes, minimum amount 8 people, and maximum 16. We only have seating for 16 people.
Okay. And do you have any other special open dinners coming up? I know that you were doing a few about tortilla making and masa, and now you have this raicilla one.
The raicilla dinner, flavors of the Western Sierras, is this Friday. So you can go to our Facebook page and click on events, and it'll take you there. And there you can find the link to pay for your ticket if you're interested to join us on Friday. And the other event that we have is the first series of cooking classes. So it's 4 classes that we usually do cooking classes, but it's 4 days back to back, where we will teach you some traditional Mexican food, but we're also adding the masa making from scratch. So the magic of transforming corn kernels into nixtamal into masa. So
Wow.
it's the first time we're going to do the whole process from scratch. It's recommended for intermediate and advanced cooks, but anybody can join, and we adapt to all levels. And you will definitely learn a lot of things during those 4 days. You're able to join the 4 days or just 2 days, so you can choose 4 or 2 days. That's also in our events in Facebook. It's called the cooking class series, the first cooking class series. And if you click on the event and on the actual link for reserving, then you will see the options and the pricing and the menus.
Excellent. I am seeing another question from Luisa, and I think this is a very good question. Is the menu only what you decide, or can one request favorite food? How do you, let's say that I come to you and I say, I want to have a private event. How do we come to terms with a menu?
So because we're a small company, we're pretty flexible in a lot of things, especially if you're celebrating a special occasion. We can work with you. If it's your birthday, we want to cook what you like, but of course, everything that we cook is based on Mexican food. So we talk about it and try to work around what you want to have based on Mexican food and the dishes that you prefer for Mexican food. And then we put together a menu. But a lot of people just say they just trust us and let us do our own thing. And then we get a little bit more creative and do some little crazy things here and there.
I love it. I love it. Carmen, I know that you have something going on later on today. What are we missing here? What do you want to tell the viewers of the Spotlight about everything that you and Claudia and all your wonderful staff are putting together?
Well, if you have the chance to join us for one of our events or cooking classes or catering in your own home, please contact me directly. All the information is on our Facebook page. We also have an internet site, which is called ocultopuertovallarta.com. And otherwise, Paco has our contact information too. And then we can work out whatever's on your mind for your celebration. And for sure, we'll make the original cocktails based on seasonal fruits, and our food will be super yummy based on traditional Mexican food. A little bit more creative if you want us to be more creative. We always use indigenous corn, local products, and try and make it as fun as possible for you and your guests so that you don't have to worry about anything.
Excellent. Well, Carmen, te doy las gracias. I am so grateful that you joined us this afternoon. I hope you will get more people for Friday, and I will be looking at the links that you sent me privately so that we can promote your upcoming events. As you know, I have been a happy customer ever since you had El Arrayan. I am always happy to recommend you guys. And for anyone that is looking for a great place in an environment that is sweet and small and nurturing, You guys are amazing. I see another question coming in from our good friend Michael Bufford. And Michael asks, can or would Carmen cater outside of the restaurant? I know that you mentioned it, but mention it again.
Yes, we do caterings outside. It's usually for smaller events, 6 to 16 usually. We do go to condominiums and homes. We have to do an in-person visit before committing to serving in that specific kitchen and space, because some kitchens are wonderful and have a lot of space. Some kitchens have more limited equipment and space, and it's difficult to do something for 14 16 people in a small kitchen. But yes, we do caterings, Michael. Thank you. And also, I see a question from Amiga Luisa for the chicken flautas estilo Tijuana. I've never had those. We would have to research them. I know chicken flautas, but not Tijuana style. So I would look it up and see how we can prepare those. I
Uh-huh.
can for sure do a chicken flauta Mexico City style, because I know those very well. But otherwise, for the Tijuana style ones, yeah, we would have to look them up.
Well, I will do some research. Listen, Carmen, thank you very much. Please say hi to Claudia. And
Gracias.
I hope to see you in person sometime soon.
Thank you, Paco, for having been to Oculto and for really, helping us out a lot with your audience. And we thank everyone that has been to Oculto, and we hope that the ones that haven't been can look us up and come join us sometime.
Va que va.
Gracias.
Bye.
Bye.
And this is our new broadcast. If you're just joining us, this is the Spotlight, broadcasting every Wednesday at 4 p.m. We're offering an open invitation to any event organizer in town to come in here and join me in the studio and on the studio, join me live and tell us exactly what you're up to so that we can get excited about what you're doing. Because the broadcast is new, I don't see any other people that want to join us this afternoon. I was going to say this morning because I am used to Coffee and Headlines. And if you watch Coffee and Headlines on a regular basis, you have already seen the video that I want to show you now. But in case you haven't seen this, this is a segment from our pilot episode, which we put together this past Saturday. And this particular segment shows the wonderful pianist Mark Hartman conversing with the wonderful singer Amy Armstrong about their first season collaborating together. And it's about 5 minutes long. Let me share this with you now. Amy, oh my goodness. And Amy is here. My God, my God, my God, my God, my God.
I feel like an old
Hey.
lady. I feel like an old lady. I was like, I don't know how to do this. Oh my God. Mark got me on here. That's how you know, like the old lady. I'm like, Mark, help me.
How
Hi,
are
honey.
you?
Hi, I'm good. I've been listening to all the compliments and I was just touching my boob and like thinking warm thoughts. So
So this is so wonderful. Um, my God. So we've heard Mark's take on your collaboration. What can you tell me about working with Dr. Hartman?
he was like an angel sent to me this season. It was incredible. I mean, like, I have to tell you this. The first rehearsal, he's like, "Oh, I have all the charts. If you want to go lower or higher, just let me know." And I was like, "Oh my God, you're incredible!" Like I almost started crying. I mean, that's how unbelievable he is. And on top of that, his musicianship, his demeanor on stage, how he acts, how his life is just his heart and soul is music, and that's what I love about him so much. And he's very versatile in everything he does, and everything I throw at him, he's like, okay. I told him I was weird. He said okay. I still think he thinks it's okay. I hope.
Oh, Mark, your microphone is no longer on. Did you change something? Oh, did I mute you? Why are you showing up muted here?
Sometimes that's better.
Oh, there. Often.
No,
Many people seem to
no.
think so.
I have so much fun with him, and he's there for me at every. Like, he's funny because he'll even say, "Man, Freddie put up with your shit a lot," because I'll be talking, he thinks I'm ready to go, and I'm like, "Nope, I'm gonna do another loop and start talking more," and he's just like, "Okay," but he gets me on all the levels. We're the same age. We've went through a lot of the similar things musically, and I've had the best season because of Mr. Hartman.
Can either one of you share like a really amazing anecdote that gave you the realization that, oh my God, this is a good musical connection?
You want to go first, or should I?
Um, you know, I think it was just kind of the first number we played together, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
As
it
soon
was
as you started playing, I was like, "Oh my god!" It felt like home. It felt like something like a wonderful memory that just came back to life again. In fact, in our couple rehearsals in the beginning before we had to perform, I got a little emotional because it just brought back all these wonderful memories. And I also was nervous because people hadn't heard. Some people don't realize I did show tunes and standards for 20 years. They're just kind of like, "Oh, we didn't ever know you did that." I'm like, "Yeah, for 20 years." I mean, I switched it up and reinvented myself while I was here, but I didn't really go back to that because I use a lot of strings. I use like guitar and violin and cello and all that kind of stuff. And but coming back to piano was like this comfortable, wonderful jacket that you have. That's your favorite jacket, and you lost it somewhere, and someone's like, "Well, here's that jacket back." You're like, "Oh my God." It's so great. And he lets me be who I am. I told him how I was. There was never a question about it. And let me tell you, Paco, his musicianship is just the best I could ever hope for. I was blessed to have him this season.
I am going to confess that secretly, having known the both of you for at least years, I have been secretly hoping that at some point your schedules and your energy would connect. And I am so happy that it did. Amy, we're going to have a giveaway. What are the odds that you have a ticket to spare or two? And
How about two?
if you don't, no pressure.
No, how about two?
Two tickets for any
Yeah,
one of the two performances that are left.
any of them.
Awesome. I've written this down from Amy Armstrong. For anybody that is here, if you want to win two tickets for any one of these two shows, just write the word Armstrong by itself, and then we'll get to the giveaways in a second. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Mark. I'm going to let you go because we have Paul Christ waiting on the wings, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what he's up to. Break a leg tonight.
Thank you. You guys remember Wednesdays and Saturdays, 7 p.m. until March 20th. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Mark,
Paco.
again. Bye bye. And again, this was not today. So we've already had that giveaway. This was this past Saturday. And I just wanted to share it just to give you a sense as to how things work. Now, I have Michael Bufford from Bravo and from SciMPV trying to connect, and I'm mindful of the fact that going live with this system is not as easy, and so maybe I'll be able to do this, and maybe not. Let me send you another link. Michael, hold on just a second. See, the reason why I don't want to send these links openly is because we don't want like spammers to all of a sudden try to come on board. Um, and moving forward, as we learn more about the system and how it works, we're going to continue to hold hands as much as we have to make sure that we can connect with as many event uh, organizers as possible. Michael, I just sent you a link. If you, I don't know what kind of cell phone you are operating, so your cell phone may or may not be able to open the link. If you are able to open the link, um, just send the word event, type the word event in a comment, and I will try to get you on board before we end this broadcast. If it doesn't work out on this broadcast, no problem. We are going to be doing this every Wednesday at 4 p.m. And as long as we're trying to see if Michael is able to get in, I want to once again tell you about my music appreciation presentations. I do these twice a month at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work, which is located on Insurgentes Street. I cover a number of music related topics. The goal of my presentations are to help people connect with really amazing music out there. And I've had a lot of fun doing this for a long time. The next one has to do with classical pieces that were orchestrated for either full orchestra and also for a single instrument, and why a composer would do that. And I see, oh my goodness, I see that Michael has been able to get in. So let me very quickly. Wow, Michael Buford is in the house. I am speechless because, Michael, I've been after you for the longest time for an interview.
Well, we're just gonna say a quick hi.
Oh, is this just a quick hi?
Are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I don't know.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? You can hear me. Well, tell
Yeah,
me
I
what's
can hear you.
tell me what's going on, Michael. What's going on in your restaurant?
Well, I tell you, I need a better camera or picture or phone because I'm looking fat.
Oh, child, look at this. Look at this. I've been trying to look more beautiful, and there's no camera that'll do
I
that.
need a tripod. Maybe if
Huh?
I go back further, maybe I'll look better. If I go back further, maybe I'll look better.
You know, Michael, there is so much love for what you do in your restaurants that I am sure that everybody else along with me is going to love you no matter what. So welcome to the live
Well, thank you,
experience,
thank you.
and welcome for making us gain weight with
Well,
all
it was
this
fun.
wonderful food. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it was funny. I caught the show this morning, and then I said it was funny. I caught the show this morning, and I actually didn't realize that it was Wednesday, and I was working on the new menu here for Bravos and getting it ready, and then finishing up with Restaurant Week menu because that's coming soon on the 15th of June. I guess we should promote it here because they don't promote it anywhere else online, and Lifestyle Magazine really kind of dropped the ball on that. But within the community, I'm sure. Paco, you know me. I tell you how it is.
Yeah, I know. I know. Things just fall off your mouth, and things just fall off my mouth as well. Well, Michael, it is great to see
Yeah, they
you.
do.
I know that I've been after you. Well, people don't know that, but I've been after you for a sit down formal interview, which I'm still hoping we're going to have at some point. But I am glad you are here
We
right
will.
now.
We will.
Are you ready to tell us a little bit about the new menu that is coming on at Bravos, or not yet?
Well, I honestly, I've been working on it, and I've got a couple of the brain farts in my head, and some of my things that I grew up with, because a lot of the dishes on the menu are things that I grew up with, and I like the chicken cordon bleu, the French, the meatloaf, the fried meatloaf, those things that I grew up on. But after a busy season, and now it's time to change the menu, and after listening to all our guests are coming in and saying, where's this or where's that, and it's hard to redo the menu and put new dishes on it, because a lot of our guests, and over the years, they have their favorites. So I got to compromise. So I started out doing the new menu, and I kind of went back to a menu that I did 4 years ago, and we'll see. I might be able to get one or two new dishes on there.
Luisa is asking if you still have the yummy red velvet cake.
Oh, we do, and we have the famous the carrot cake that's been on the menu since day one. Back in the day when we first opened up, 11 years ago, we used to serve the chocolate cake with a shot of milk. And it was kind of fun, but later in the day or later in the night, the the serving tray would fall over and the milk would get spilt. So we just said forget it.
Michael, for those people that are not familiar with your restaurants, please tell me, first of all, a little bit about Bravos, and then tell me a little bit about Siam PV.
Well, Bravos came about. I think majority of the people here in Puerto Vallarta know that. I arrived in 1995 and I was here for about 8 years or so, and I went back to Toronto, and I had the hunger of coming back here to Puerto Vallarta, and I got a great gig with Eva Sanchez over at River Cafe, and was doing that with her for a few years, and I needed to do something on my own to get back into my own, because I had my own restaurant when I was 18, and so I went into the catering business, and we did a lot of international weddings here in Vallarta, and I needed a kitchen to use, so I decided to get Bravos just to use as a kitchen for the catering, and then I thought, well, what are we going to do for the rest of the time? So we designed the restaurant and came up with the menu and opened up, and with the grace of God and everybody out there that that loves us, it's all because of them, and the team that we have here. We've got people that's been here since day one. Bravos now just celebrated 10, 11 years. Siam, we've just opened up, what is that, 6 years now in the Siam and the Thai food. I think we're the actually only, and this is a catch-22. We have a lot of Asian infused restaurants, which are great, and times are changing, and I always wanted to maybe add something different, do something different, but then it just takes away from who we are and what we do. So we're just going to stick with traditional Thai food. Celebrating 6 years downtown, and I think 4 years out in Las Tulas by your house. That I know you stop in and have your swimming ramen, and a view at the waiters, and the Masamad Martini. You can't beat it. And I'm proud to say that for the last 2 years, you can go out to a restaurant and look at the price line. I can tell you that we take credit cards, we take cash. You don't have cash, I get a hug and I'll see you next week. But we haven't really raised our prices in the last 2 years, maybe 5 pesos, 10 pesos here. And I think that's why that you can't get a table for the last month and a half, because we're just jammed up, busy.
Well, I'm really, really happy that things have worked out successfully for you. And is there anything else that you want to let us know that is truly important right now before I let you go?
Why, you got to go somewhere?
Well, I do. And I'm sure you do too. I have to continue with my broadcast. No, seriously, I want everybody that is watching to know that Michael is an amazing human being and his food is absolutely delicious. And Michael, I want you to know that this is an open invitation for you to come back and tell us about new dishes or specials. Once you get closer to Restaurant Week, if you want to toot your own horn, this is a place for you.
Well, I appreciate it, Paco. And I over the years watching you, I can't believe it's been it's been a few years. We've done 2 or 3 years. And I remember you and I sitting down before you even created this, and was talking about doing something new. And 4 years later, it's amazing. Yeah. And now something else, this show now too. I think it's a win-win for everybody in the community.
That's the general idea.
So we thank you for that.
The general idea. Well, mutual thanks. Yeah. I hope to see you soon, and I hope you have a fantabulous rest of the day. And
hopefully we'll see you soon, and we can go down to the corner over there and try the new Japanese restaurant together, and just have a good time. They opened up yesterday or the day before, so let's do it. Yeah.
Let's make a plan. Michael, a pleasure to see you as always. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Bob. I was saying thank.
Okay, well, this turned out to be our restaurant edition of the Spotlight. I love it. I am looking at comments just to make sure that I haven't missed anything important. If there's anybody watching that would like to come on board, like Michael and Carmen did, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have right now. And if not, I'm happy to remind you. Let's see where it is. Here we go. If you ever want to find me, you can find me through my website at paco-ojeda.com/contact. And if you are feeling a little shy about this business of coming online and talking to the camera, all I can say to you is it's a lot easier than you think. And ultimately, what's most important is that we all get a chance to connect with event organizers so that we can know more about what you bring to the table. No pun intended. And I think this is basically it. I see a question that says, "Do you know what Hank and Conrad are doing these days?" Oh my goodness. This sends me to a long time ago when two, I think they're American, I'm not sure, two gentlemen by the name of Hank and Conrad had a restaurant on Pulpito Street. And then they stopped having that restaurant. And actually, Liz, I haven't seen them in quite some time. So I can only hope that Hank and Conrad are doing well wherever they are. Karen says, we need to all encourage Lucy and Joshua to come on. Well, again, it's easy to, I think you're right, Karen. We need to encourage anyone to come on. It's free. It's just a matter of, figuring out the technology. What I say to friends ever since we started this project is, if you know how to FaceTime with your friends, if you know how to do the WhatsApp video calls, then you know how to get in here. And if not, I'm always around to lend a helping hand. And this brings us to the end of today's broadcast. I was so grateful to see both Carmen and Michael. I didn't ask them for giveaways just because they were, first time that we get them over here. So I didn't want to put too much pressure. In fact, I'm still trying to find a delicate, user-friendly way to suggest people give giveaways. So we will have more giveaways coming back in the future. What I could use from you is just talk about this program. If you can, talk about the Spotlight Wednesdays at 4:00, a great opportunity to promote people that want to be promoted. And hopefully, as we move forward, we will have even more interesting people to learn more about and to connect with. I hope you have a great afternoon. If you watch Coffee and Headlines, I'll see you tomorrow morning and we'll talk about this and many more things. And if not, just stay in tune and stay in touch. The Spotlight will come back a week from today at 4:00. Thank you very much for watching.